Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukutali.
And a very good morning to you. Today, a rather somber day, and we're broadcast. This is Newsline, broadcasting live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street, and broadcasting on TV1. It's a very somber day today. It is precisely 2 years since perhaps the greatest scandal ever to engulf Sri Lanka's financial market took place in February 2015. And that was when the 30-year Treasury bond was issued. It's 2 years on, and we are yet to have some sort of resolution. To talk about that, and to talk about the implications of this so-called extraordinary gazette that has come out, is that very outspoken critique of the bond matter, Mr. Rusiripala Tenakona, former senior banker. Very good morning to you, Mr. Rusiripala.
Good morning, Faraz.
And thank you for coming here to our studio to mark precisely 2 years since these events at the central bank.
Yes.
What do you have to say? It's 2 years. I mean, the Auditor General of this country calculated the loss in the first 2 days of the bond issue in February 2015 to be approximately 1.6 billion rupees. That's 1,600 million.
Let me tell you, Faraz, in the first place, it's a pity that we are discussing a matter which is over 2 years now, and the whole country is waiting for a verdict to come out of it. And we have been discussing this throughout. But let me thank the channel, your channel, for continuously being at it during these last 2 years. If not, we can't imagine what could have happened to this issue, because you kept it alive, you kept it going, you kept unearthing the truths, different parts of it at different times, and it continues to date as an unresolved matter, and we are in the final stages. We are still getting new chapters opening up.
Thank you. Obviously, the chairman of our company, of our group, has a real passion for the reporting of news and to media freedom and the freedom of speech. And there's a real commitment which is then sort of filters down the entire net into the reporting side and so on. And so we must bear in mind that we can only go as far as the commitment of the publishers in this event, the chairman of our company. But having said that, 2 years, it's a long time. And now we're faced with some sort of, what is all this business about an extraordinary gazette, which has been issued in the name of Mahinda Rajapaksa, and then we have a explanation for last evening from the Ministry of Finance. What's happening?
Yes, 2 years is a long time for a matter like this. If it is some mystery that happened, that investigations have to be carried out, unearthing information or finding out the culprits, it is, 2 years may not be too long, but in this instance, in black and white, you get the figures, you get all the information.
Yeah.
But still, due to the intervention of some interested parties, not to divulge the truth and to keep it under cover.
Yeah.
For some reason known only to them.
Yeah.
This matter still remains an unresolved issue. Therefore, for a matter like this, a financial fraud of this nature, to take 2 years is not explainable under any circumstances.
It is absolutely unacceptable. It is vexatious. It is completely against any reasonable norm.
Exactly.
It is absolutely unacceptable.
Exactly.
We are not living in some sort of closed society and so on. We were living in what is termed as a robust, a vibrant democracy, where the Prime Minister of our country, on record, has espoused the cause of Westminster-style democracy and politics over several years. You will remember, Mr. Risipala, that it is our Prime Minister who lectured the Bandanaikas in Parliament on Westminster-style politics. It is in Hansard.
Yes.
And then, sorry, the actions of this government in getting to the bottom of this. Do you think that they don't care, that it is their right to make mistakes or whatever it is and cost the public so much of money?
Yes, coming back to this question of the extraordinary gazette, which is being discussed so much from last week.
Yeah.
It's a new development.
Can you tell us exactly what it is? What is this thing?
Can I say in one, rather I don't think it is unparliamentary to say so.
Yeah.
This is balderdash.
Right.
This doesn't mean anything. This type of new things that are coming up only shows to what extent the people in responsible positions are trying to defend this issue rather than bringing it out and showing and working towards finding out a solution to get to the truth of it. Now, you see the situation is this for us.
Yeah.
Now, who has been accused on this matter? The allegations are all leveled against the ex-governor of the central bank.
And by none other than by Cope and the Auditor General.
Yes, yes. And then most of the facts that have been raised are established beyond doubt now on evidence that is on record now. But the strange thing is, who is defending him? Did you ever go into this issue? The members of the senior members of the government are trying to defend a person who has been alleged of bad conduct, misconduct, malicious conduct, wrongful conduct, and costing money to the government. Why? What is this? What is the meaning of this? Is there been a precedence of this nature before in this country? A government public servant who has been holding public positions has been accused and alleged of certain misdoings. Who is defending him? The Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, and some cabinet ministers, and some of the members who were members of the Cope Committee were hell-bound to defend him. This is the strange thing about this.
Now, the way I understand it is this gazette, which is they reserve a number at the beginning of the year, and at the end of that same year, they fill in the different details of the different bonds and bills with all the details like the maturity date, the rate, the tenor, and all this, and then have it published, printed.
Yes.
So it is, in my view, or in my understanding, this is merely a reporting mechanism.
Exactly.
Am I right in that?
You are absolutely correct.
So therefore it should also be available for every other year. Previously.
It is. In fact, it is available for all the years previously. It is available for the current year, for the last year. And the last year's gazette has been signed by no one other than the Minister of Finance, Ravi Karunanayake.
Yes.
And you see this, therefore there is nothing new in this.
But in their explanation yesterday, in the press release, again, sorry, under item 6, item 6, or is it item 6? Yes, it says here, I mean that they are blame, item 7, they blame the previous establishment, right? And it says here, mismanaged by Mahinda Rajapaksa and the former governor then, Mr. Cabral and so on. Why is it that every time we raise an issue, not only about this, about any blessed thing, they always say it was done in the previous law? Does it mean that because the previous, whoever it was, in this press release yesterday, rather unparliamentary language, it refers to Mahinda Rajapaksa and his fellows I don't know what this fellows is. They're not, you know, there can't be any other fellows, is it?
Sorry.
So why is it that they continuously go around to the other side?
It's obvious. When people don't have a plausible explanation to offer to a mysterious thing that has happened, to a fraudulent thing that has happened, and apparently a fraudulent thing to which they have been contributing, then they resort to different things by trying to drag in all kinds of unimportant explanations, accusations against people. This country has heard enough of Mahinda Rajapaksa now.
Yeah.
This government has been there in power for 2 years. And what we want is to hear what this government is doing and not what Mahinda Rajapaksa has been doing. We have heard enough of it.
Yeah.
The whole country is fed up of this, and if this finance minister thinks that by bringing out the name of Mahinda Rajapaksa, he can get out of this mess that they are in, I mean, he's absolutely wrong. The people who brought about this change are waiting to see what they are going to deliver in place of what has been done by Mahinda Rajapaksa.
So this press release is absolutely rubbish.
I used one word, boulder dash.
Indeed. I'm going to just chuck it away down there because, you know, I don't need it. It's nonsense. Now then, let's get a reaction on this second anniversary of the 30-year bond from the news editor of the Island newspaper, Mr. Shamindra Ferdinando, who's on the line. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us on the line. And today, Mr. Ferdinando, is the second anniversary of the 30-year Treasury bond issued in February 2015. It's 2 years, no resolution in sight. Or is there? What's your reaction?
Depending on the outcome of the inquiry called by the president, I think this government will collapse. See, now the president appointed a commission of inquiry, asserting that the Attorney General's Department and the police and other authorities had failed to inquire into this matter. And if the commission of inquiry did a proper job, it will have to recommend criminal action against those involved in this bond scam. And the UMP will certainly try to defend those responsible. And it will be very difficult for the president, for the SLFP, to continue in this arrangement. So we'll see within the next 3 months, there's going to be a very serious situation. Then we can see whether those who have promised to investigate this matter and punish those responsible have the guts to go ahead with the investigation, a criminal investigation.
And does it worry you that it has taken 2 years and that we are paying high, the people are continuously paying these extortionate interest rates and so on?
I think for us, President should have appointed this commission many months ago. He took nearly 18 months, I think, more than 18 months to appoint this commission. Now it's too late. So
well, you know,
I think the government should have acted first, and when the UMP failed to act, the President should have appointed the commission a long time ago, not last year.
But I think the minister of in charge of the subject of the central bank, who's also one and the same as the Prime Minister, has been given plenty of opportunity to resolve this. And I think at the end of the day, when there was no resolution, we saw the President stepping in with a commission of inquiry. Are you sort of buoyed by that action, and that has it given you some renewed hope now?
See, for us, on behalf of the SLFP, a senior SLFP minister lodged a complaint with the Bribery Commission. But in addition to that, they did nothing. So I think they, in addition to the Commission of Inquiry, they should also raise this issue up with the Bribery Commission, because I believe the Bribery Commission has conducted investigations into this matter. And then, apart from the action taken by the courts, on the recommendations made by the ongoing Commission of Inquiry, I think the Bribery Commission should also explain actions taken by the Bribery Commission.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ferdinando, and we appreciate your comments, and we wish you well in your continued reporting on this and other serious matters that makes your newspaper wholly readable. Thank you for that. Now then, Mr. Rusipale, what do you think is going to happen? It's today, the government printer has been summoned, and this Treasury Secretary, this Mr. what's his name? Samaratunga. He seems to have...
Dr. Samaratunga.
Dr. Samaratunga doesn't claim, he claims not to have any knowledge of this extraordinary gazette, and he is not giving us any explanation, which caused the Commission to sort of stop in its tracks and so on.
It sounds a little strange for us, no doubt, because the entire proceedings of the Commission abruptly came to a stop because of this wanted explanation from the part of the Secretary to the Minister of Finance. He should have known very clearly the procedural steps that are involved in the issuing of gazettes with regard to this matter. And he, being a member of the Board of Governors of the Central Bank, he is not only the Secretary to the Minister of Finance, by virtue of his position, he is also in the Board of Governors in the Central Bank. He should have known the procedures very clearly.
And this book tells you that procedure.
No, can I just for the knowledge of our viewers, I want to just explain you the DDMC, that is the Domestic Debt Management Committee of the Central Bank, which is the body that is responsible to determine how they are going to raise the monies that are wanted by the government for a certain period. Very clearly stipulates that they have to, in the first place, determine how they are going to raise this money, whether it is by way of treasury bonds or treasury bills or foreign bonds or whatever. And then secondly, it also says, having done that, you advise the Public Debts Department to go for that step and then fulfill that step. Having done that, they are asked and given clear instructions in these regulations to reserve a gazette notification with the government printer well in advance for the matter to be included once it is concluded.
At the end of
once it is concluded.
So the rules itself envisages this.
I mean, this is very
simple. So this
simple.
is merely a reporting.
No, I wish the Commission, which has been very rightly, very promptly summoned the government printer to find out the date on which this gazette has been communicated to the government printer. Very appropriate, very relevant.
So what else should they be doing?
No, they should. They should summon the minister who has made this statement you just read just now to explain to the Commission as to what he means by this statement. Because he, being the Minister of Finance, he should be better informed than anyone else. He, being a party to another gazette notification issued under his own signature, a similar one, he should know better. This is nothing but a deceptive tactic on the part of the government to completely deceive the public about the ongoing process investigations.
On that note, we're going to take a short break. Don't go away. We're helping you stay connected here at Newsline. Do come back. And welcome back to Newsline. And Mr. Spala, so you believe that the Minister of Finance should be summoned before this Commission of Inquiry.
Definitely.
To explain his...
Definitely. I want to refer to something, Faraz, what you said. You mentioned about the loss to the government.
Yeah.
The loss that has been calculated by the on an approximate basis by the Auditor General himself.
Yeah.
The loss is 899 million per day on the first day.
Yeah.
And the accumulating loss is not 1.6, 2.6 billion.
Right.
2.6 billion. I'm repeating it.
That's on those first 2 days.
No. First day it is 899 million.
Yeah.
Arising out of this bond issue of the 27th of February 2015.
Yeah.
And the continuing effect of that would be a loss of 2.6 billion to the government.
Right.
And he has very clearly shown how he arrived at that loss calculation in his report. And one more thing about this, about what Mr. Ferdinand said about the inquiry and the investigation.
Yeah.
I must say, the scope of the investigation, the warrant issued under the hand of the President, His Excellency, is very, very wide, and it has a very wide ambit. May I read one section of that?
Indeed.
It says, whether among the other things in the scope, it says, whether any inquiry or probe into any of the aforesaid matter referred to in the said schedule hereto had been obstructed or prevented in any manner, resulting in damage or detriment to the government or any statutory body, including the CBSL, and if so, the person or persons responsible for such obstruction. So, any deceptive tactic by anybody in any position, which can amount to not culpable homicide but murder, will be brought under this section for having obstructed willfully the findings of the truth. Therefore, this has a very wide ambit. I must say, it says misappropriation, it says irregularity, it says non-compliance. It covers a wide ambit of the entire operation. And if those things are brought into light, it also says who is responsible. Firstly, to bring out the thing, it is very clear. People must read this. This Gazette notification, the warrant issued by the President, for my understanding is, it is comprehensive enough to bring to book anybody, including the perpetrators, including those who willfully obstruct and disturb the proceedings to bring out the truth, going beyond the people who are really the masterminds of this operation.
And Mr. Usman, under those terms, obviously somebody at the DDMC or the Public Debt Department was responsible for filling out and issuing that Gazette notification.
This is the thing. Now, I have this Gazette notification with me. Now, sorry, one part of the Gazette says, this has been issued on the 1st of January 2015 or purported to be issued under the signature of Mahinda Rajapaksa, the then Minister of Finance. Now, if what is given in this Gazette notification is true, I think this Minister of Finance who signed this document
on the 1st of January,
on the 1st of January, predicting correctly to the last decimal the amount of money that he is going to get as the bids coming from the primary dealers on this issue of the bonds, I think he is much better than Nostradamus. He can be the best predictor, best soothsayer in the whole world, because it says,
down to the last bit,
on the 27th of February, the central bank is going to get a bid totaling to 10,058 million. Not 10 billion. 10.058 billion.
Which is the precise amount that was actually bid.
My God, this is a joke.
So Mahinda Rajapaksa should actually become a soothsayer.
this shows very clearly
Yeah.
this is a ex post thing and not ex ante thing. And if they are trying to take cover under this one to just show
Yeah.
that they issued this bond under what Mahinda Rajapaksa was following,
Yeah.
they are totally at a loss. They are doomed, I should say.
Now then, but my point, I think, is that shouldn't the person at the central bank who was responsible for doing this, if that person is still in position, shouldn't he or she be interdicted?
This is a very serious matter, Paras. I think it is going to lead to that situation. Fortunately,
Yeah.
this gazette notification will lead to the commission,
Yeah.
the judges, examining this in detail, and they will also get to the bottom as to who took the initiative in issuing this thing. And
Yeah.
the information that we hear is
Yeah.
going beyond.
Yeah.
We understand still there are people who are responsible for various things in the bond issue, alleged bond issue, are still holding those positions in the central bank, which should not happen.
They should be sent home on leave.
Immediately, I'm sure when the commission gets to know what exactly has happened in this gazette notification issue, they will give instructions under the authority they have,
Yeah.
under this warrant.
Yeah.
They will give instructions to the central bank board of governors to immediately send these people out until this investigation is completed. Because we are getting information.
Very quickly, because we're coming to almost to the end. Very quickly, when central banker is being represented, when he's involved in these proceedings at the Commission of Inquiry, who pays for his legal fees?
For us, it is a totally unprecedented thing, and now we find in this commission a person called Samarasiri,
Yeah.
a deputy governor.
Yeah, who pays for his legal
He is being
representation?
defended by a private lawyer. If at all he being a government servant, he should be defended in this. If there is any reason to defend him,
Yeah.
he should be defended by no one other than the lawyers of the central bank.
Indeed. Wonderful. Good. Now then, today, the 2 years, and you are, there's a viewer who's saying, this person is very clear on what he is saying. Mr. Risipala is very clear in what he's saying. Today marks 2 years of the issuance of that bond, and today, Mr. Risipala, you are launching your book on the bond.
Yes.
And can you share with us what it is?
Yes, for us, I'm very happy to share this with you indeed, because it is your channel that gave us the encouragement to go forward and let out what we have our feelings about this matter. And in the small way that I could, I compiled all the information that is available before us into a small booklet, taking the cue from no one other than the chairman of the second COPE committee, who in his prelude to the COPE report said that every school-going child in this country, including the school-going child, should read about this scam and understand the importance of it and what has happened to this country. So I got into the way of writing a book, and I have the honor of presenting a copy to the channel, to the Newsline, Newsline channel, in appreciation of your work and the encouragement that you have given to the open critics to write about these matters and to speak about this. Please accept this and give it to your staff. I should
give it to the person, to our director in charge of it. And I'll just share the thing. There it is. That's the book. There you are. I can show it there. And that's the book, and it's available later on today. And hopefully it will make interesting reading. I see that you have dedicated this to the channel, and on behalf of Newsfirst, thank you. I shall give it to the boss here.
Please do.
And I'm sure that it will be read eagerly by everybody at Team Newsfirst, the best team there is, actually. And it's actually, somebody told me today that it is the most exciting workplace. It's full of life. And to all those people who make up News First, Team News First, you guys are absolutely great. And thank you for watching and for being part of Newsline. These last 2 years we've been battling on this very, very important subject. Some people say that, you know, it's boring. Well, it may be boring if you want to forget the fact that it is actually costing you money. And it's money that we can do with, because we are not, after all, some sort of rich country with pots and pots of reserves.
Yeah.
Every bit helps. And unfortunately, we are being led currently in this government by people who appear not to care for what the people are feeling. And they're feeling it right here in their wallet. On that note, thank you very much, Mr. Rusapala Tenakon, and good luck with the launch of your book today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you. And that's it from Newsline. We always help you to stay connected, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow morning. Take care, and God bless.